What's going on, guys? It's MadManPlant. We are here at MJBizCon, and we've already had about 4 interviews this morning, and we got about 6 yesterday, so it's going to be really good. My goal is for about 45 or more, because I have a whole list of people that came. Yesterday, I was in Starbucks, and I turned around, and I started looking at this guy, and I was like, I feel like I've seen the face before.
I had the same feeling. I don't know who recognized who first.
Yeah, I don't know who recognized you
Because I'm used to the mask, right?
You're used to the mask.
But you just, I don't know if it was one of your first videos without the mask, but I noticed it. And then I saw your face and the pink, and I don't know who recognized who first.
You know, I think it was a tie.
It was a tie.
Which is really awesome, and it's an honor to talk to you. You know, you've been a great pioneer in the industry. When I first started growing, there was only like a handful of people to watch. You, Mr. Grow It, and Seed to Stoned or whatever, with all the diagrams and stuff back in the day. You know, I think the legacy that, you know, you've kind of built off of the industry, working with High Times and everything, has really led to the success and opportunities that we see in spaces like MJBizCon. Most people, in my opinion, look at stoners and say, oh, you know, it's shady, it's dirty, you know, it's for losers, you know, it's, you know, and outcasts. And I used to be one of those, because I used to actually be against cannabis when I was younger. I actually thought everybody that smoked was dumb. But as I've gotten into the space, I realized just how many hard, passionate, driven people there are. Talk a little bit about what you've done in the space as far as the cannabis in general and how it's impacted your own life, just outside of like the glam of being a pioneer, but you as a person. What has cannabis done?
Wow, you know, I've said this before, and it's true. Just about every important person that I've met in my life, I've met through cannabis. My wife, I met because I accepted to do a class for Oaksterdam University in Michigan. I taught for Oaksterdam,
oh, wow.
and they did their first out-of-state class back in 2013 maybe. And the chancellor, Dale Jones, she asked me if I wanted to go fly to Michigan and do a class, and that's where I met my wife.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, and it just, really, it's aside from the few run-ins with the law, I did spend 7 days in jail thinking I was going to do 7 to 10 years.
You know, I think that's a good trade-off.
It's really just been an amazing opportunity for me to have a career, which I never thought that I would have. You know, I was a drug dealer, you know, middle school, you know, junior high and high school. And I actually grew my first crop of weed with my coke dealer in his house.
That's actually kind of cool.
We grew our first crop together, and when the first crop came off, we both quit doing coke. We left all our coke friends behind. We got a whole batch of new friends. And little did I know that 30 years later, I'd be sitting here at this huge public event, you know, being interviewed for a legacy, you know? And I'm just about as appreciative as I could be.
You know, I think that's the best thing. Yesterday we were in the forums for marketing and business here, and we talked a lot about storytelling, authenticity, and branding. And when you have stories like that, you know, I was just a drug dealer back in the day, you know, then I started writing, then I started participating. You see the evolution just like as a career and the value that you can grow in cannabis, and it doesn't have to be just a direct sale of cannabis. You know, you can grow, and this space in the market, you know, is so vast, it's still so new. Your ability to carve out a niche piece and make it yours, you have that opportunity. Because, you know, I feel like in this space, it's about creativity, it's about passion, it's about energy, it's about real feeling. And when we talk about legacy and what we leave behind, I think the ability and a portion where you grew up thinking, I'd never be at a professional event like this, networking, being able to be proud to say that I smoke weed, it was always a secret. Even for me with the mask, when I first started growing, it was illegal in Virginia. You know what I mean? I didn't want to out myself. But now as I've, come out, like you want to be appreciated, you want to be seen, because those contributions are affecting everybody's experience, everybody's time, and ultimately how many new growers do we get inside the community because of videos that you did 10 years ago. Kushman chiropractics is something that I've done a lot of times, going up my plants and everything, and it's a legacy. But for you, it was just a video upload. But that impact and how we affect others, and I think that's why when we break the stigma of cannabis, education, motivation, inspiring other people through stories. I was thinking about 7 years. I spent 7 days. We just talked to Plants Over Pills. He did 9 years in prison for cannabis. Yesterday we talked to 40 Tons, the guy that got the clemency. All these people, what if they just gave up? What legacy would they have after their punishment? And I think that's where the whole licking your wounds and coming back greater than you were before. Talk on that.
Well, before I mention that, I got to mention, all of the stifled lives that didn't get away with it, that didn't make it out of jail.
Yeah.
They did their time in jail and their life passed by them. Their opportunities seem to have passed by them, and we're really lucky.
Yeah.
Every one of us here are really lucky to be able to take advantage of this space in some way.
Yes.
And the fact that I know that I'm just improving people's lives, that's what started from the very beginning, when I was just selling marijuana and I knew that I could go to jail for it. And then I started growing marijuana and I knew that I could go to jail for it. But there was nothing in the back of my head, there was nothing in my intuition saying I'm doing a bad thing. I knew I was not doing a bad thing. And so I think a lot of these people, aside from the desire to make money or to have a career, to have a public life, to support your family, I think that it's an actual individual desire within to expose the falsities,
Yes.
and to expose the criminality of the illegality of it, because as much opportunity as we see here, and there are thousands of them, thousands upon thousands of creative different opportunities, there have been 10 times that many stifled. And that's why I keep doing this, because every time I speak to somebody or somebody comes up to me, and says, thank you, I know that that I helped a life.
Yeah.
Whether it was just to provide weed for themselves, which is not a small thing, or whether it provided income for their family, or, money so that they could go on vacation for the first time in their lives, or save for their kids' college tuition.
Yeah.
And these are all good things. And cannabis is just another substance in the world.
Yes.
And what I mean, I don't mean to belittle it. It's an amazing substance. What I mean by it's just another substance, it's no worse. There are many substances in the world that we glorify.
Yeah.
Alcohol. And cannabis should definitely be on that list.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We're glorifying cannabis. We're legitimizing it, we're normalizing it, and overall, I say we're glorifying it.
We are. And I think you see in the magazines, you see in the movies, and that's the kind of the kicker. It's like we toy with the idea. It's like we love weed, but we don't love weed. Weed's great, weed's a problem. And it's just frustrating because, I make the argument, New Year's Eve comes, right? They don't have people outside with breathalyzers checking the percentage of alcohol before they get in their car, but they're regulating percentage in THC for people that actually need it in states where it's still controversial or whatever. And it's messed up.
I think the problem lies with the fact that cannabis is the very first ever socially accepted recreational drug. Now, when I use the word drug, I mean that it has medicinal value, not that it's a drug scientifically, as in alcohol is a drug, nicotine is a drug. You know, it has a drug as in it has medicinal value.
Yes.
It is the first socially acceptable medicine that is also recreational. See, and that's the dichotomy. People can't wrap their heads around the fact that there's a medicine that actually does miraculous things for helping subside cancer, for fibromyalgia, for, you know, I can go on, but it also is a recreational substance. And it's just as valuable as both. And humans cannot wrap their heads around that.
No. Well, I also, and this is my argument with that too, is until the dollar amount isn't associated with it, meaning cannabis is a business.
That's why you got to grow your own.
And somebody's got to get paid for that. Right. And when you can cut out a middleman, like a 70-year-old grandmother who's spending X amount of dollars on a copay to get medicine, but she could grow a small grow tent in her house, get the same relief, not have to pay the copay anymore.
You're fucking the system.
You're fucking the system. And I think that's the biggest thing is cannabis creates like this matrix with the system where the system is no longer really needed once the harvest is in.
Right.
And I think until somebody figures out how to capitalize on that, we're always going to have this tiptoe game of it's good, it's bad, you have to go here, you can't go here. You can, like in Virginia, we can grow 4 plants, I can give it to you, I can't sell it and I can't buy it.
But then again, here we have cannabis is the first substance known to man that until we made laws about how to sell it, it was legal to possess, but illegal to make money on it. Mm-hmm. Now name me one other substance in the existence of man that was legal to possess, but illegal to make money on. Now, how does that happen? How do you get to a place where you accept a substance, but don't go out and sell it? Like in California, for example, before they passed Prop 215, everybody was allowed to have it. Yeah. You were allowed to have it. You were allowed to grow it. You were allowed to travel with it. Okay, you weren't allowed to smoke in public, but you were not allowed to make money on it. So now we have this dichotomy where we've created this system where people can make millions or billions of dollars out of it, but we haven't settled the score with all the people who are in jail.
Well, and that's the messed up part. And it's one thing. It's like, well, if we decriminalize it, then we need just like 40 tons. We need to go ahead and forgive. Like it's like clean slate. Like, you know, like when you were a kid, my mom would be like, you know, what just happened today has happened. Tomorrow is a brand new day. We're gonna start with a fresh slate. We're not doing that. You know what I mean?
You know, when people say, you know, but when you did it, it was illegal. But name me one other thing that they locked people up for years, and then all of a sudden they made legal, and there's still people in jail for it. I can't think of another. Can you? I mean, honestly, I can't think of another one.
No, and I think it's based on the system. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but when it comes to money, the jails get paid, the courts get paid, the police departments get paid, the federal agencies get paid. So if they stopped going after us, they're going to start losing money, and that money provides resources, technology, employment, a lot of other things.
There's plenty of other ways for money.
I feel like that's the problem. It's too easy to charge you with it, and it's too easy to try to make money if you're trying to go legal with it.
You're not. It is that. It absolutely is that. But I really think it's wrapped up in the whole dichotomy of, is it good or is it bad? Right?
But isn't that like a personal choice, what we do to our own bodies?
You know, it should be, but there should be a general sense of knowledge. And see, and that's the thing. All these laws are moving forward. And, you know, it's just, the real core question to me is, why are we so afraid of marijuana? Like, all the evidence suggests that it's been here forever. It's been in every high school since your parents, your grandparents, their grandparents went to school. Every college campus, every high school. And where are the horror stories?
There.
You know, we got Cheech and Chong, you know, the old, you know, stereotype about sitting on the couch not doing anything.
Yeah.
And sure, there's some people that do that, but look at all these entrepreneurs out here. Mm-hmm. They all smoked their doobie this morning.
And they were actually smoking outside too. And they came back in here to do business.
It's more than anything, it's a knowledge. It's a lack of knowledge. It's a spreading of what's the word for misknowledge?
Misinformation.
Misinformation. Thank you. It's the willful and skillful spreading of misinformation, that is allowing these police agencies to keep these things on the books and such. It isn't really the other way around, that they're going, we got to keep this on the books because we need this money. There's plenty of ways, there's plenty of things to arrest people for. Yeah. It's just how I feel. I really think that the core issue is, why are we afraid of this plant? And that's why I've been so outspoken for so long. Talk to your mother, talk to your grandmother. Yeah. Let them know, that this is something that helps my life. This isn't just something that I do for the fun of it at the end of the day. This isn't my alcohol. This is my medicine. This is the only medicine that I take daily. I don't take any pills. I don't have any medicines, thankfully. Cannabis has always been my medicine, and I've always believed that all cannabis use is medicinal, whether you recognize it as such or not.
Well, I want to get you on the long format. You got to wrap up because you got more interviews today. Thank you very much for being on the podcast with me.
Thanks, brother.
Definitely want to get you guys the 2-hour session later. Guys, we have more podcasts coming up. Great interviews coming your way. We'll see you guys real soon. And then I also just want to do a quick reel, and then I'm out of here.
Cool.
Hey guys, MadManPlant. We just finished up a great interview with Kyle Kushman. If you want to see that, make sure you're I can't even speak. Stay tuned to my YouTube. Look at this setup. Come see him at his booth here at MJBizCon. Tell them where they can find you and how they can support you.
Well, I'm mostly on Instagram, Kyle Kushman 420, and I'm at the Homegrown Cannabis Co. YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got hundreds of entertaining and educational videos that I made just for you.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Peace. Dude, awesome. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, brother. That was fun.
No, I really appreciate that a lot.
You put me in a good mood.
Huh?
You put me in a good mood.
You know what? I want to get that written down somewhere. I put Kyle Kushman in a good mood.
You did. Here, come here. Turn the tape on. Turn the tape on.
Turn the tape on. Okay.
Yo, I just gotta say, MadManPlant has put me in a good fucking mood.
Yeah!